All right, Baldur's Gate enthusiasts, here is the question. Running solo or as part of a party, whether that's going to be a full party or a partial party, do you need a cleric? Obviously, character name is not going to be a cleric for this question. Can you run through the game without a cleric? Now, of course, you really can run through the game with anything in any configuration. There's degrees of it being successful, not so successful, fun, not so fun. If we're looking for a fun run-through, can we do it without a cleric? So the first thing that comes to mind, of course, is what is the plan for healing in the game? Certainly there are healing potions. Certainly you might be able to get your ball powers on there. You might be able to play a character class that can temporarily boost your heals. But the challenge here is that it is primarily on that class, and it is limited. Versus being a cleric, you can memorize and your heals stack up. Cleric also has the addition of being elsewhere and being able to run up and heal. So the idea is if your main character is a fighter and you're fighting away, you need to stay engaged. You don't want to take that possible failure or interrupt or even spend the time trying to click through to heal if it gets really low. You want to have a cleric to do that. So what is your plan for that? And we're going to talk a little bit about tactics and damage mitigation. But the real question isn't so much the heals, in my opinion, because there's a couple of workarounds on there. The big question, of course, is missing out on those cleric spells. And at the lower levels, Baldur's Gate 1, there's some interesting and fun cleric spells. But as you move into Siege and as you move into BG2, clerics not only become very powerful, very fun to play, there's a couple of spells that make the game infinitely easier on there. Not to mention the heals, because now the damage that you're taking is not only raw damage, but without any spoilers, there are a number of encounters that are going to affect your attributes or are going to force you to take saving throws that have modifiers on them, possibly extreme modifiers. Having a cleric to boost those, protect those, mitigate those, makes for a much easier run and a much more tactical play on there. But let's get back to healing first. Baldur's Gate is essentially, its engine is a dice-based game on there. Now, there are certain super powerful monsters and encounters that their THAC0 is so low, they have so many bonuses on there. Coming over from AD&D stats, the game has jacked them up even more, above and beyond, to make them very potent, very powerful. That's just going to be a slugfest. I mean, you can identify that without me naming anything in the game and in the saga. You know you're going to be in for a major fight. A lot of damage comes from the trash mobs. D&D being AD&D, I should say, being a D20 based system, you throw enough stuff out there, you're getting attacked by enough stuff every single turn, the AI is going to roll 20s. You're going to get hit. So the first thing is, if you don't have a cleric in your party and you're relying on healing pots, easy enough to get, then you need some ways to get more numbers on your side to thin those mobs. Essentially crowd control, because the AI in the game essentially locks onto a target, makes a straight line to it, will try to pathfind around it if stuff's in the way, and for the most part, stay engaged to it, unless you break away past a certain distance and something else is there. So if you have 10 things coming at you, whatever they are, then you need to send some stuff to deal with them. Can you charm them? Can you confuse them? Can you throw up summons? This is why summons are so powerful in the game, even at the lower levels, because once you manifest them, they engage. They're free hit points. I mean, not only is there the possibility they might kill the target, if they don't kill the target, they've kept it engaged, but even on that, there's nothing to heal up. They're expendable on there. That's why in Baldur's Gate 1, with the limited monsters that you're facing, wands of summons are very rare, very powerful, very potent, and you probably want to hang on to them on there. So that would be the strategy. I would say yes, it can be done. I've done it. I've made a lot of solo runs without any divine abilities to heal on there. It's not so much the heals, it's being able to deal with the crowd control and the mechanics of all the trash mobs and all the stuff coming at you. Because if you can't do that effectively, then you are going to need that cleric to heal.